You're listening to the Baumbastic Podcast with Andrew Ellis on Inside Arkansas.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Baumbastic Podcast presented by Inside Arkansas and hosted by Andrew Ellis. It is a Saturday night, so we got a little bit of a bonus episode for you guys. Going to be a much shorter, and I mean it this time, episode of the Baumbastic Podcast on a special edition because Wehiwa Aloy is your 2025 Golden Spikes Award winner, the third one in program history. Such a massive achievement. He joins a very, very illustrious list of not only Razorbacks, but just players overall that have won it. And for those that are new to college baseball, this is essentially the Heisman of college baseball. Now, it's a little bit different. The voting criteria is a little bit different, but essentially it is the most outstanding baseball player in the country. Matter of fact, let me read the exact terminology of this award real quick. It is bestowed annually to the best amateur baseball player in the United States. Is given to the amateur player who best exhibits and combines exceptional on-field ability and exemplary sportsmanship. So, you know, you can take that however you want to do it. But again, it's a ridiculous list of people. It's always given out to the best player, and Wehiwa Aloy is that guy this year. And it's awesome to see. He's the third one to win it in program history. Andrew Benintendi wins it in 2015, that was a year that me personally, I was a junior in high school. Andrew Benintendi was the coolest person in the world. And him winning the Golden Spikes was such a big moment for that. Kevin Kopps, of course, did it in 2021, doing it as a reliever, which is pretty insane. Definitely a year that we're never going to forget. And now Wehiwa Aloy joins that list. And if I do say so myself, I feel like he fits right in with those guys, both when you just compare what he did on the field and what we're going to remember, all the awesome moments that he provided. And I just feel like in terms of a leadership symbol, for the university and symbol for the team that he was on, he was the face of that team and one of the best teams in program history. I know we're all, downtrodden and sad after the national title, missed opportunity and Arkansas being eliminated. And I know that's fresh on our minds. So maybe for some of you, it's even hard to grasp that Wehiwa Aloy won this award. And maybe we'll talk about that in a second here. But I do just want people to understand how awesome this is. And again, I think Wehiwa fits in with some of those guys. And again, I know that there's some people like Daniel Shee already texted me right away and was stunned that he won the award. And even Andrew Hutchins, another very respected person in the Razorback media, was kind of surprised that he won the award. I also was a little bit surprised. The three finalists were Liam Doyle from Tennessee, who I think we all knew was not going to win the award, particularly after what Arkansas did to him in the Super Regional. But also Alex Lodice from Florida State, their shortstop, who finished the year hitting .394 with 17 home runs. Both him and Wehiwa are very good defenders, and so there's not a ton of separation there. I think ultimately it came down to Wehiwa doing it in the SEC. He hits .350 with 21 home runs, 19 doubles, was unbelievable defensively. I haven't watched enough of the Florida State kid to know for sure if I give the nod to Wehiwa, but statistically had the case. And you guys have seen all the plays that Wehiwa made all year. I know, again, a lot of people are going to say, how can it be the Golden Sparks? He didn't turn that double play the other day. And I hear you. And I hope we can at least understand this is a full season, more even regular season award. I think the voting had been done for a while now situation. And so I hope I don't have to explain all that. But if I do, I apologize. But again, which, by the way, here's a picture of Wehiwa with Nate Thompson, Bobby Wernis, and Dave Van Horn in there with the Golden Spikes. Had to be a little bit tough for them to have to fly back up to Omaha. But, of course, for something like this, you'll absolutely do that. And here's a cool little graphic made by the University of Arkansas. I started recording this as soon as I could after the award was announced. And, again, I was not expecting him to win it necessarily. Not that I didn't think he deserved it. Not that I didn't think he had a chance. It's just I kind of thought it would go to Lodice from Florida State. But, I'm certainly not going to argue with it. But perhaps there's videos and things prepared. I saw the University of Arkansas baseball account tweeted out a really cool video with Wehiwa Aloy narrating it, and it was just kind of a message to his brother and how proud he was of him. And they had some nice little Hawaiian music in the background, and they did something similar for when he won SEC Player of the Year with his parents, which, of course, when a guy like Wehiwa Aloy wins these honors as regularly as he does, you have a lot of opportunities for cool content creation and whatever, which kind of leads me to my last point that I want to make here before I let you guys get back to your Saturday. So again, we understand the prestigious nature of this award and what it means for someone like Wehiwa Aloy to win this. Let me just read you the last Like just some of these winners. I mean, Charlie Condon from Georgia last year had an unbelievable year. Dylan Cruz, number 1 overall pick at LSU, he wins it. Ivan Melendez, Kevin Cobbs, like I mentioned, Adley Rushman, another number 1 overall pick. Andrew Vaughn from California, I believe he was like a top 3, top 4 pick. Brennan McKay from Louisville had an unreal year. Benintendi. Chris Bryant is on this list. Trevor Bauer, Steven Strasburg, Buster Posey, David Price, Tim Lincecum. Like I could go on and on here. Like there's some big time names. There's a lot of history there, and so for Wehiwa to be in that mix is so cool, and it's just cool to see Arkansas again on that stage. Well, now I guess it's their third in 11 years, because 15 to 25, that's 11 seasons, right? Although I guess they didn't give one out in 2020. So I guess we're going to say 3 in the last 10 years is what we're going to call it. Arkansas having the guy, having the one who wins this award. And of course, Arkansas also had a finalist last year in Hagen Smith. So, and Heston Kjerstad in 2020, by the way, was going to be very much in that list. That's not something to scoff at. Like, I understand, you guys are probably saying, man, I don't care about the individual stuff. Give me the team. And you're 100% right. Like, that stuff is the most important. That's what we're all trying to get here. But I definitely don't think that should be overlooked, that Arkansas has basically every other year. Arkansas has a guy who's either the best player in the country or right there in that mix. That's a big deal, man. That's something you can show to recruits, and Arkansas is trying to recruit the portal as we speak. They're trying to get guys in on visits. So having something like this to point to, especially with Wehiwa, by the way, being a transfer, he is the first one of Arkansas's Golden Spikes Award winners to be a transfer. And I know in college football, that's not like a brand new concept. I can't remember who the first transfer was to win it, but now it pretty much seems every year the Heisman winner is a quarterback that transferred somewhere. And so those coaches get to use that to recruit to the best players in the country. Arkansas gets to do that as well. And so for it to be a transfer, and again, I got distracted a little bit, but really the thing that I think jumps out to me here is, again, you can make the case from just a pure baseball standpoint, pure stats, pure what the guy did on the field. You can make a very real case for Wehiwa Aloy to be the best player in the country, to be the most outstanding player, no doubt about it. I think some people are maybe surprised because you could make that case for other people. But I think what really won Wehiwa Aloy this award is also what makes him so special to Arkansas fans, because there's something extra with him. The kids these days, they call it aura. When you just look at someone, you can kind of feel that star power, back in the day, we used to call it swag, like you just kind of feel there's a little something extra with that guy. And I think Hog fans have kind of noticed that and felt that and loved that about Wehiwa, just the way he plays, the way he carries himself, the way he presents himself. And again, just the respect that he also shows to everyone, because he doesn't do it in a cocky way. It's not a, Tennessee volunteer type of way, if you will. He just goes about his business, loves the game, and you can see that with him and his brother, just the way they play. And, I think Hog fans have really embodied that. And really embraced them for who they are and their personalities. And it's funny because, again, Wehiwa Aloy is not the most outstanding, bombastic, loud personality, but he just has leadership qualities. He has things that force people to gravitate to him. One, he just looks the part, 6'2", 200. Like he gets off the bus and you're like, okay, that guy's probably a pretty good prospect. And then, again, just the way he does everything, how smooth he makes everything look. Like there's just something that forces you. He's like must-see television. And me personally, like, I grew up being a huge fan of pro wrestling. I love sports. I love any sports I could play, but pro wrestling, even when I discovered it wasn't a real thing, that it was kind of a facade, I was still gravitated to it because I love the pageantry of it. I loved these guys where their music would play and you see him walk out and you're just like, oh, that's the coolest guy in the world. Like, you felt like that when you're at those live events. And that's sort of how Wehiwa Aloy had a pro wrestling feel to me, of like, his walk-up song, the I'm a little bit country, like that would start playing and every Hog fan would start swaying and doing their thing. Like, it was fun to be a part of. And him being an awesome player was also, just a huge part of it. Of course, you can't have all this pageantry and all this people loving to watch you and people being gravitated to you and love your energy and all that if you suck. Like, if Wehiwa Aloy wasn't very good at baseball, a guy that's hit 350, a guy that hit 21 home runs, that, I've been saying for a while is the best shortstop in program history, all of it wouldn't work. I'm not saying, we wouldn't still like him, we wouldn't still love watching him and all that, but I think when you just add it all together, when you add in the defense that he brings, and he was an absolute rock for Arkansas defensively, when you bring in the hitting 350, as much as there's some swing and miss and there's some boom or bust in his game, the dude consistently produced for Arkansas and always came through with huge hits. Even in the final game of the year, had a huge single in that 2-run 8th inning that kind of propelled Arkansas. Consistently did damage. You add in the power, 21 home runs. The fact that teams just feared him. And by the way, this is a shortstop we're talking about. You remember back in the day, many of Arkansas had many shortstops who barely brought anything to the plate offensively. Like I remember Jax Biggers, it was like an anomaly when he came to Arkansas and was good on defense and hit about 300 and had about 3 or 4 home runs. We were like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever that we have a shortstop who can every now and then get on base. Arkansas has never really had a threat like this. In fact, Wehiwa Aloy, the first Arkansas shortstop to homer in the College World Series. Fun fact about that. I learned that the other day when they flashed it on the scoreboard. I was like, wow, can't believe that. But again, you just add all of it together. You add the attention that he brings with just the aura that he has and the fact that people love watching him play and just the way he carries himself. You add it all together and you get a guy who becomes just a pillar of a community, a pillar of a fan base. And he definitely was that for Arkansas, and a lot of people around the country noticed. His name is fun to say. Like he's just an awesome baseball player, man. Like he's just an awesome player that came to Arkansas and accomplished a lot of things, man. Like he is everything that's right about sports and everything that we want. If you have a son that's playing or whatever, you want him to have a guy like this to look up to. And I'm older than Wehiwa Aloy, so I no longer am at the point where I'm like a kid watching Arkansas baseball, looking up to these guys. But, like I said with Ben and Cindy, I was a junior in high school watching him win the Golden Spikes. And I remember how cool that was watching that being younger than him. So I can just imagine. And I have nephews and nieces who watch Arkansas baseball and think Wehiwa's the coolest person in the world. And so, I'm happy for all of them that they get this award to celebrate that. And you get to kind of say, because, Wehiwa Aloy's legacy at Arkansas was already set in stone. Like we were already going to remember him forever, but now we have something like this to put his name next to and really solidify that, set it in stone. And you can never erase Wehiwa Aloy from history now, man. And so I know this is still a sad time. I know we're still depressed that we're not watching Arkansas play baseball this weekend. Trust me, I would much rather I'd be leaving DJ's dugout to go to the game, but I would much rather be doing that right now. But I didn't want to let this moment and let this accomplishment happen without saying something about it. And so I wanted to talk about Wehiwa Aloy and just what he meant to Arkansas fans, man. I know a lot of you agree, and I hope you enjoyed watching him play. I'm sure you did. And we look forward to watching his career because he's going to get drafted and make a ton of money this summer. That's going to be awesome as well. We'll get to celebrate that accomplishment. So congratulations to Wehiwa Aloy, your 2025 Golden Spikes winner, third in the last 10 years for Arkansas, or last 10 seasons for Arkansas. Special stuff, man. And we'll see if Arkansas can use that in the portal, and we will be talking about that on Monday's show. So appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed this bonus edition of the Baumbastic Podcast. I will see you later.